tonight. It's Game 3 in the best-of-5 series between the Atlanta Hawks and the Detroit Pistons, coming to you tonight from the Palace of Auburn Hills. Hi, everybody. Pete Van Wert along with Quinn Buckner welcoming you to what's been a very, very interesting... Along with Quinn Buckner, Pete Van Wert welcoming you back to the Palace of Auburn Hills for Game 3 in this best-of-5 series. Let's take a look now at tonight's starting lineups here in Game 3. No changes for either club from Game 2. Corbin, Leitner, Mutombo up front. Steve Smith, Mookie Blaylock in the backcourt for the Hawks. Hill, Thorpe, and Mills up front with Joe Dumars and Lindsey Hunter in the backcourt for the Detroit Pistons. If you've been following this series, you know that in Game 2, Dikembe Mutombo suffered a groin injury. Limited his minutes somewhat, made him much less effective throughout the rest of that game. Let's check with our courtside reporter now, Craig Sager, to find out about Mutombo's condition tonight. Craig.
Well, all afternoon, Dikembe Mutombo spent the day on the trainer's table. He received a shot of Toradol, that's an anti-inflammatory prescription. Also, ice packs to numb the pain, and ultrasound to relax the muscle. It apparently has worked. Yesterday, he could not practice. Today, he was listed as questionable. Moments ago, he said, "I'm ready to go." Let's go back to Pete and Quinn.
Okay, thank you, Craig. And Quinn, that's going to be a big key when you've got a player the importance to the Hawks that Dikembe Mutombo is, to see what kind of effectiveness he will have in this game here tonight.
Yeah, and Lenny Wilkens knows he needs to have an effective Dikembe Mutombo because he protects the basket. And they need that because Mookie Blaylock can gamble defensively and know that he has some protection on the backside.
Lenny Wilkens, the head coach of the Atlanta Hawks. Doug Collins in his second season as Pistons head coach, and he has really done a good job with this program. He's got it turned around. This club coming into the year winning 54 games in the regular season, including a record of 30-11 during the regular season here at the Palace. And they have that one matchup that really has caused Atlanta problems for the last 2 or 3 years, and that's Grant Hill. Nobody in the Hawks seems quite able to match up with him.
But it has caused them a problem because of that regular season. Detroit was 3-1, and Grant Hill is the problem that they try to figure out. Corbin gets a task, part of that task early, and then they just try to run people after him. I expect to see Mookie run after him every now and then, just to have to force some kind of action, get Mookie in the game, and try to take the ball out of Hill's hand.
Our officials tonight, Bill Oakes, Bennett Salvatore, and Mike Callahan, and we are set to go from the Palace, Game 3. These games almost identical. Atlanta 89-75 in the first game, Detroit 93-80 in the second game, about a 13-14-point spread. You don't look for a very high-scoring game when these two defensive teams get together.
And this is what makes it difficult for Atlanta. Grant Hill is the primary ball handler, and that takes Mookie Blaylock to the weak side.
Down low to Mills, Leitner on Mills. And Mills takes and makes the first shot of the night.
You know, with Leitner, I don't know if he knows this, but Mills played on the block pretty much when he was at the University of Michigan. The three-point shooting has only come later in his career.
Tyrone Corbin. Swinging around to Mookie. Mookie trying to break through to Lindsey Hunter. Can't. Gets it down to Christian Leitner. Time running out of the shot clock. It's going to be taken. A two-pointer. He was straddling the line. Tyrone Corbin gets the Hawks on the board.
But the Hawks want double teams because that way you can free up some of their shooters. And if Corbin gets hot, it makes them really good because you know Blaylock and Smith will make shots from the perimeter.
Down to Dumars. Mookie Blaylock on him to look where he's guarding him down low. That is not where Mookie is at his best.
No, and Joe Dumars is at his best when he's down on that block.
Steve Smith brings it down now against Hunter over to Mookie. Mookie with Grant Hill on him, a little bit of a mismatch there. They swing it around to Corbin. He hit his first one. Now he tries one from out in three-point territory. Comes up short. Rebound off the floor. Mills to Dumars. Both these teams do a good job getting back in transition defense. You're not going to see a lot of easy transition baskets scored by either team.
No, well-schooled defensively are both teams, and they don't, and particularly playoff basketball, you don't see a lot of fast breaks. Teams get back well.
Leitner down low. And Christian Leitner will go to the free throw line after being fouled by Otis Thorpe.
Pete, clearly the adjustment that Atlanta has made is they feel like they have some advantages inside. Christian Leitner on Otis Thorpe. That's when Lenny Wilkens feels, all right, let's go inside. And Christian, if you have a chance to take it to the basket, because Christian also is a good passer out of the double team.
Hawks have been very good from the free throw line in this series. They were 23 out of 24 in game 1. And in game 2, they were 12 out of 15. They've only missed 4 free throws in the entire series, shooting about 90% as a team.
Yeah, and the big difference has been who's gotten to the line the most
right.
when you have 2 very good defensive teams.
That's almost been the difference in those 2 games, the difference in free throws. So that might be a key to look for tonight. Hawks up early 4-2. Grant Hill, turnaround Jay.
Talked to Grant Hill a little bit before the game, and I said, what is your game plan? And interesting that he took that shot. His statement was, I want to try to get everybody else involved and let the game come to me. Obviously, they want to go to him early.
Out in three-point land, Steve Smith.
Moved from the top, got a nice pick, and nobody stepped over the top.
That puts Atlanta up 7-4. Early in the first quarter. Hill walks it down against Corbin. Gets it back with Corbin on him. Hill sets the pick.
This is what they want, though, this mismatch.
Hill over Leitner.
Yeah, that's why they keep setting picks up there, because they want to get Hill in a mismatch with somebody less defensive-minded than Tyrone Corbin.
So it's now a 1-point Atlanta lead. With about 3 minutes gone, Steve Smith stops and fires. Rebound comes off long to Otis Thorpe. Down it comes to Dumars. Lindsey Hunter brings it back out. Looking at Dumars, gets around Blaylock. Mookie, good recovery. They swing it around to Mills. Now it comes off on the wing. No. Rebound tipped by Mookie Blaylock. He'll bring it down.
And he'll challenge you in these kinds of opportunities.
Leitner in the paint. Dishing outside to Tyrone Corbin. His shot is long. Lindsey Hunter comes away with it. Corbin took a spill. No call. Hunter stops and fires. Top of the key. He misfires. Steve Smith the rebound.
Well, that's not a shot I think that Doug Collins early in the game would be really disappointed with, because defense didn't get back. But late in the game, you don't need to come take that on a fast break jump shot.
Neither team shooting very well in the early going. Atlanta leading at 7-6. Closing in on the 8-minute mark in this opening quarter. Nice pass, Mookie Blaylock to Christian Leitner. It goes for him.
Finally around, but it was Steve Smith throwing the ball coming off the pick to Mookie Blaylock. I talked about Eldridge Kashner doing that. Steve Smith can make the same pass.
Atlanta now up by 3, 9-6. They get it to Hill. Hill almost lost it in the paint. Now it comes outside to Terry Mills. He's hit his first 2 efforts tonight. It's a 9-8 Atlanta lead.
It also has been historic pretty much in this series. The first, the team that does the best in the first period has won, and that's in all 6 of the games that they've played.
Dumars bringing it down after the miss by Mutombo. 3-point effort by Mills, around and out. Mutombo the rebound. Gets it over to Steve Smith, who will walk it down for Atlanta.
This is the matchup. Mutombo inside, where Terry Mills did a good job. And if you pressure the ball, you make it tough to get it down.
And the turnover gives it over to Detroit. Joe Dumars bringing it down. Going to fire one up from 3-point line, and he cans it. Dumars' first points of the night.
Basket to Joe Dumars. Possession has to go to Terry Mills. The fronting caused the ball to be thrown away.
The three-pointer puts the Pistons up by 2. Mookie Blaylock tries to answer and over the top of the glass. And a timeout's going to be taken here by the Detroit Pistons, who have taken a 2-point lead with 6:43 to go in quarter number 1.
One of the reasons that you have good defense is when you can get this. This is called fronting right here when you see Terry Mills is fronting. But you've got to pressure the basketball, and the help is right there for the Pistons. That's the defense that allows them to do what they need to do. The pressure is on. You see Steve Smith is on his heels, can't make the play. Joe Dumars then gets the ball up. Defense is trying to recover. They leave an outstanding 3-point shooter in Joe Dumars. Good defense by Terry Mills. Keep that.
And that got the Pistons out in front 11-9 as play resumes here with 6:40 to go in the opening quarter. Hunter. Outside, Otis Thorpe. OT makes his first bucket of the night.
Pete, if you run a pick and roll and you got the Dikembe Mutombo, he rarely comes out. So you can always turn the corner and force the defensive help. And if his man can shoot it at all, he gets an open look.
Atlanta just 3 of 8 from the field. Mutombo makes a move and an illegal defense call against Detroit.
To Dikembe, see, he will not stop you, and then he gets caught in no man's land. He's a shot blocker, so he goes to the basket, and knowing that, Hunter throws the ball out to Otis Thorpe, who drills the shot. Dikembe is going to protect the basket. That is his nature. He's the defensive player of the year, and he's that because he was one of the leading shot blockers in the league.
Pistons have scored 7 straight points and a chance to do some more damage to Atlanta here. After the steal by Grant Hill, Dumars, little fall-away jumper. Rebound pulled away by Mutombo. Gets it off to Tyrone Corbin. Atlanta 3 of 8 from the field. Detroit now 6 of 12.
Well, Lindsey Hunter is doing a good job so far staying in front of Mookie Blaylock.
Yeah, Mookie has not been able to get his offense going yet in this first quarter.
Yeah, unless he's come off a pick, he really hadn't gotten a good look. And Hunter, the key defensively is just to stay in front of Blaylock, not let him penetrate.
Third Atlanta turnover in this first quarter. Detroit, who had the fewest turnovers of any team in the NBA during the regular season. In fact, it's set a record for the fewest turnovers. Have yet to turn the ball over tonight in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're down to 12.8. That's a remarkable job. League average is about 15 turnovers a game. And in the playoffs, turnovers are always crucial.
Mills muscling in on Corbin. A mismatch there. And Terry Mills is in for 6 points in this opening quarter. It's 15-9 Detroit. 9 straight Pistons points. Steve Smith hits the open jumper.
Good job. He waited that time. I thought that Steve Smith coming off the screen. I think you've got to be able to be a little bit more patient coming off.
He is hit for 5. It's 15-11. Detroit by 4. Just under 5 minutes left opening quarter. In game 3, this series tied at 1 each. Game 4 will be here at the Palace on Friday night. Otis Thorpe was in another jumper, giving him 4 points and getting that lead back up to 6.
Same play, pick and roll, taking a chance with Dikembe going to the baseline.
And again, Hunter trying to pick up Mookie Blaylock. Really picks him up almost at the midcourt line. Off the glass for Steve Smith. Give him 7 first quarter points, 17-13.
Well, I'm sure being back, in the state of Michigan has helped Steve Smith a little bit.
Oh, he's a popular figure up here.
Oh, yeah, having gone to Michigan State, so that's part of it. The other part is I'm sure Lenny Wilkins said, you've got to be more aggressive with the basketball to get us some points. Go to the pick and roll again and see if Dikembe stays.
Yeah, Mutombo the rebound. Atlanta down by 4 with the ball. 4 minutes to go opening quarter. And again, look at all the attention Mookie Blaylock is getting. That leaves Christian Laettner uncovered. And he hits the open jumper. Laettner has 6 in the opening quarter. And it's back to a 2-point game. Detroit 17-15.
Peter, they know that Mookie Blaylock is the guy that can score big numbers on them. They're willing to take a chance on most other guys, probably Corbin and Dikembe more than anyone.
Grant Hill has 6.
Same play, just a different player with the basketball. That's what Lindsey Hunter done on the other side. This side, it was just Grant Hill. So basketball,
Piston lead.
Sorry, Pete. Basketball is a fairly simple game. When you see opportunities and mismatches, that's what the NBA is all about, mismatches. And pick and rolls create those kind of mismatches. And I think so far, Atlanta had done a very good job recovering and getting themselves in good matchups.
And so far, the Pistons' goal of neutralizing Mookie Blaylock of the Atlanta Hawks is working. Mookie Blaylock is scoreless and has not really been much of a menace defensively. 19-15, Detroit leading Atlanta. 3:22 left in quarter number 1. Okay, earning quite a comeback by Orlando. The last score we had heard before going on the air here was 38-18 Miami in the first half. And Orlando coming all the way back with Penny Hardaway getting a hot hand.
Well, he can get a hot hand, and you're looking at a guy in Terry Mills who can also get a hot hand, mostly from the three-point line. But where he's been really good is in the game the other night against Atlanta. But defensively, he played well. He did some things with Dikembe Mutombo more active in terms of his defensive positioning. We saw in front, and now he's showing some post-up. So starting to diversify his game at a very opportune time for the Detroit Pistons.
Aaron McKee has checked in for Joe Dumars. Doug Collins would like to give Dumars a few more minutes off him. He's played 45 minutes in one game, 44 in the other. And Doug Collins feels that's a few too many for a guy approaching his mid-30s.
We're being kind, but he asked the owner, Bill Davison, who saw him getting stretched before the game, and Bill Davison said, "How you doing?" And Joe said, "Hey, you mind if I borrow your legs for a while?" So that tells you he's been putting in a lot of tough minutes.
Mills one side Leitner. Backs him all the way to the baseline. There's a turnaround jumper, but it's short. Mutombo pulls away the rebound for Atlanta. It's 4 boards for Dikembe in this first quarter. 19-15, Detroit leading it, 2:40. The time left, and they're going to get a whistle and a foul call.
Dikembe. They're calling it a trip as Lindsey Hunter tried to get around the pit, and Dikembe is claiming that it was not a trip. He caught himself. No, he didn't. No, there's no doubt about it. His foot is still coming forward, and the officials were right there. You see, watch that left foot get right there under Lindsey Hunter.
It's only the second foul called in this entire quarter. There's been one against the Pistons' Otis Thorpe and one now against Dikembe Mutombo. Hunter very, very quick. Lindsey Hunter's first basket of the night.
You know, he's been standing over there in that corner so much with Mookie Blaylock. I think Mookie kind of forgot about him a little bit, and he got on Dikembe before Dikembe could react and or try to block the shot.
21-15, Detroit. Smith across to a wide open Tyrone Corbin. He's been open all night. He can't hit that shot, though. And the follow by Mookie Blaylock goes a 3-pointer, and that's his first points of the night.
We'll see if that gets him going a little bit. With Tyrone Corbin, the Pistons have decided to pick their poison, if you will, and Tyrone Corbin is the one that they're taking right down.
But again, they're keeping Mookie Blaylock off the ball. That was what they were so successful at doing in Game 2.
Yeah, they've been keeping him on the weak side.
There's a block by Dikembe Mutombo. Blaylock bringing the ball down. In traffic, gets it down to Leitner. Leitner with Hill on him.
Got to take it. You got to take it. He's about 4 inches taller.
He elects instead to go outside to Steve Smith, and Smith got fouled by Aaron McKee. First foul on McKee.
You get a chance to take the ball to the basket, you do, but Dikembe can get over there and block shots. He blocked just under 3 a game, but not as important as the block is the fact, well, he says no, 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 and he can do that to the audience, not to anyone in terms of taunting, but he kept the ball in play, so his team has a possession for that.
Meanwhile, Doug Collins says to Joe Dumars, you've had a minute 15 off, Joe. That's enough. I'm putting you back in.
He needs another ball handler in there.
Heavy foul on Terry Mills, his first. All over Dikembe Mutombo.
A lot of good things there for Atlanta. One is when Mookie Blaylock has the ball and you pressure him the way we showed the pressuring of the ball when you get front with Terry Mills, Mookie can break you down. And what he did was raise the ball as though he was going to go on Aaron McKee, and McKee had to back up and not allow the pass inside.
Mutombo had a big game in Game 1 where he was 10 of 14 from the field, a perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 26 points. Grant Long checks in now for Detroit. I want to remind you that coming up next on TNT, the second half of our NBA playoff doubleheader, it'll be Sean Kemp and the Seattle Supersonics taking on the Phoenix Suns. That series also tied at 1-1, and that game coming up next on TNT.
In fact, both the Pistons and the Suns are the only teams that went on the road. The Sonics came back the second game in Seattle and played with the passion that I think they've got to play with if they want to have any chance to get to the conference finals and eventually the championship.
Pistons leading it by 1. 1 minute remaining in the opening quarter. And an illegal D called against Atlanta.
They called it against Christian Leitner, who got caught in no man's zone. No man's zone.
First 24 on the clock.
You get a chance to see Christian Leitner doesn't ever figure out exactly where he wants to go. Dikembe's deciding to go, and Christian is just kind of lost standing right in there. He's got to find some place to go.
There's a big set by Grant Long. Significant minutes and a big game in Game 2 as the Pistons evened up the series. Grant Hill around him out. Leitner the rebound, slapped away by Long. And Long touched it last. It'll be Atlanta's ball with 42 seconds remaining in the quarter.
As much as anything, it was he could have got called for a foul. They gave him the ball. Chance to go 2 for 1 if you're Atlanta, get 2 shots in.
And Atlanta with a chance to grab the lead here. There's a steal by Joe Dumars. Another Atlanta turnover, their 5th of this opening quarter.
That was more Joe Dumars than it was a bad pass. I mean, Dumars was anticipating just strong enough to get there. They're going to try to post up Blaylock if they can with Aaron McKee, who has about a 4-inch height advantage.
Instead, Terry Mills, what a luxury having a guy like that. 6'10", all that beef, and he can shoot from out there.
Yeah, his man was trying to get back to help, so he shot him.
42% three-point shooter during the regular season. He has 9 in this opening quarter. 24-20. Leitner tries to answer at the buzzer for Atlanta, but shoots it a little long, and after one, the Detroit Pistons lead the Atlanta Hawks 24-20. In the first 2 games of this series, whoever led at the end of quarter number 1 went on to win the game. Pistons leading it by 4. And the many faces of Doug Collins coaching a game for the Detroit Pistons. Everything looks good. Everything is fine. We've got the lead. We're doing fine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Last time I saw Doug act like that, Quinn, he was working for us as a TNT commentator, and the waitress forgot the ketchup at lunch. He went chasing her back to the kitchen like that.
Yeah, Doug is a fairly calm guy sometimes.
Out it comes Steve Smith. No wait for it. That one rebound goes off in the corner. Aaron McKee comes away with it.
Carr's doing a good job of rebounding the ball, and I think you got to be able to do that. But Atlanta's out-rebounded Detroit amount 12-5, and that's part of what Atlanta's problem. They just can't get second shots.
Lindsey Hunter stops and fires over Mookie Blaylock. It comes off in the corner. Mookie hustling after it, and loose ball picked up by Dikembe Mutombo.
Think about that. He was pressuring the shot at the top of the key, and the ball is about to go out of bounds on the other side, and Mookie gets over there and gets a handle.
Talking with Doug Collins before the game, he said Mookie Blaylock has more energy than any player that he has seen in an opposing uniform in this league. Start to finish of the game, he just never stops.
He does. He just stays very, very active on the court.
Another illegal D. That's a technical foul. Second one called against Detroit, and Steve Smith will take the shot for Atlanta. Ranked in the top 20 during the regular season, 16th overall in free throw shooting. Hawks over 90% now in this series, and they're 5 for 5 from the line tonight.
They've taken advantage of those free opportunities, and I'm sure that's something Lenny Wilkins has talked to his club about, is that when we get, open looks or free throws, we've got to put them down.
Eldridge Rakasner is checked into the lineup now for Atlanta.
This is what they want. That shot, get it inside.
Late ball off the glass was fouled by Grant Long. First against Long, first of the quarter. And Christian Leitner going to the free throw line for Atlanta. 6 points in the night, 2 out of 2 from the line.
Christian Leitner's a guy that can get going for them from the offensive end. 6'9", 6'10". What you have to watch is the back pick. Now the defense has to help, and you watch it go in there, and then you can see Mookie get himself free, and then the defense is recovering, and Christian Leitner just gets the ball with no chance for the defender to do anything but foul. So it's a play you can expect to see again, because when you back pick, you've always got to help with a man going toward the basket, leaving a potential shooter like Blaylock open.
Atlanta still perfect from the free throw line. That keeps Atlanta in the game right now. They're down by 1. Newbill is checked in for Mutombo.
Trying to get something out of the benches, Lenny Wilkins, so he's going with a little bit of anybody can get in.
There's Dumars posting up low against Blaylock. Good defense by Mookie Blaylock. You can see why he rates so high defensively in the NBA.
Because he got Joe Dumars at his best and got a hand on that shot.
Now Mookie's going to fire one up from three-point territory, but it's wide left. The rebound pulled away by Christian Leitner. Takes it back off the glass. No good. Rebound pulled away by Terry Mills. Off to Aaron McKee. McKee down to Lindsey Hunter. Watch the quickness of this kick.
But the key was he got a heck of a pitch from Grant. Got down there, and as Lindsey changed direction, Grant got set and took his man out, and that's how Lindsey got to the basket.
4 points for Lindsey Hunter. He averaged 14 a game during the regular season. Detroit up by 3 with 9:50 left in the half. Tipped away from behind by Hunter. He's going to get called for a foul.
No, they didn't call that on Hunter, I don't think, did they? No.
No, they didn't.
They called that play right there on Newbill.
It's going to be on Newbill. It'll be the first on Newbill. And we've got a timeout.
The Pistons lead the Hawks 26-23 in what is not only a divisional rivalry, but also a family feud with nephew Steve Smith going against his Uncle Joe Dumars.
We're both competitors. I mean, Steve wants to win real bad. I want to win real bad. You know, we spend a lot of our summers together. You know, we're all very close. But we all understand now that this is business. We both want to get to the second round. And, you know, we have time for all that other stuff during the summer. But right now, I'm trying to get to the second round.
As is his nephew.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Joe Dumars is trying to show him the way and has stepped up, made a big three-pointer in the game against Steve Smith and the Atlanta Hawks the other night.
Henry James is checked into the lineup for Atlanta, so now it's James, Blaylock, Leitner, Rakasner, and Newbill.
Lenny Wilkins again is looking for offense because James is an outstanding three-point shooter, not known as a defender.
Very streaky shooter. He can really get it going or he can be ice cold. Otis Thorpe has 6 points in his first half, and the Pistons have built that lead back up to 5, 28-23.
You're getting some scoring from some other people other than Grant Hill. That's what's good about it for Detroit.
Hawks last 4 trips down the court. They have misfired. Mookie Blaylock getting into the paint changes that.
Did a good job reading. The guy who set the pick was guarded by Otis Thorpe, and when Otis went way too far out, they changed the direction by Blaylock to get the little 12-footer floater.
Aaron McKee, strong move to the hoop. He's got good quickness in there. That's his first basket tonight, 30-25. 5-point Detroit lead again.
Pete, they get Aaron McKee, and you know, in the trade, and send Stacey Augmon to Portland, as they just call offensive foul on Christian Laettner, and they get good minutes out of Aaron McKee. Talk about Mookie Blaylock. Watch him read coming off the pick, going right. Now he'll go right and watch. Otis Thorpe jumps out of the picture. Mookie Blaylock has the ability to change directions and get inside for the nice little easy shot.
8:40 time remaining in the first half. Pistons leading it by 5. McKee gets it down low to Thorpe. He's got a size advantage on Newbill, trying to work on that. A little jump hook into the paint. He backed him in and makes his 4th field goal in 4 tries.
He's 4 for 4, but they forget Otis Thorpe is playing for an NBA championship team. Otis Thorpe knows how to play down on the block.
Mookie Blaylock coming around the pick, got open, but misfired. Rebound comes out deep to Joe Dumars.
They got him again if they want to go down to it. You can see no points off of turnovers for Atlanta.
Dumars for Otis Thorpe. First man in double figures tonight with 10 points. And the lead is up to 9 for the Pistons. Timeout Atlanta.
In this league, when you get a chance, Pete, to get a play, and Doug Collins is, if you will, from that old school. If you get one that works, you milk it. And that's exactly what he's doing here. He's got an opportunity with Otis Thorpe where you get him on the block. Ivano Newbill is trying to play him, but see, Otis is one of those guys very strong. This jump hook is one of his favorite moves. So he just gets himself good position. Ivano Newbill lets him go to his right. Before, this time he pulls up to knock down the shot to go 4 for 4. Nice offensive punch from Otis Thorpe.
Well, Dikembe Mutombo has checked back into the Atlanta lineup since he left. The Pistons went on a 10-2 run to build up a 34-25 lead. So Lenny Wilkins getting Mutombo back in there.
He's got to get a threat of a shot blocker in the game, and no question that's why he had to get Mutombo back in a lot sooner than I think Lenny Wilkins would have liked it.
Steve Smith and Alan Henderson are also getting ready to check into the Atlanta lineup. Detroit only played 7 players in game 2.
Yeah, they shortened it a little bit. And if you're wondering, you know, you were talking about Steve Smith and Mutombo were both coming in. One of the things you can't do, you're only allowed 1 substitution. And the person that calls the 20-second timeout, if they substitute 1 person, you can substitute 1, but you can't substitute wholesale, just like any other violation during the course of the game. That's what the holdup is about.
Just under 8 minutes remaining. 34-25, Detroit on top. Pass now over to Henry James, swings it around to Mookie Blaylock, trying to get it down low to Mutombo, and Grant Long reaching over the top. Is going to be called for another one, his second. Well, and now Smith and Henderson check in.
Yeah, he's banging in there as Grant Long as Mookie Blaylock takes the seat. Long giving them the big lift, 17 points off the bench in game 2 after not playing a lot for Doug Collins, and at some time had wondered, you know, what the circumstances were going to be for him. And I'm sure Doug Collins did too. At this point, you play the people who perform, and obviously Grant Long performed in game 2.
Steve Smith draws his former teammate Grant Long on the double. Sends it across to James, down low to Mutombo. Mutombo backing in on Long. There's the jump hook by Dikembe Mutombo, his first field goal tonight. Detroit by 7.
Dikembe is not known, and it won't look good if Dikembe makes a shot. But he's got such reach that you've got to take some chances.
Style points don't matter.
No, not here.
It don't matter. Just the end result. Grant Hill back to the lineup. And McKee gets away from Steve Smith, but Smith got a hand on the ball. McKee recovers to Lindsey Hunter. Hunter trying to get the shot away, traveled. He knew he was running out of time on the shot clock, and he hurried the shot and walked. That's the first turnover of the night for the Pistons. It comes with 6:57 remaining in the second quarter.
He had him in the air, and he should have tried to draw the foul. Instead, he got himself called for a travel, and it's because he got Dikembe inside the block shot.
34-27, Detroit on top in game 3.
Basketball. Hawks and Pistons playing right now here on TNT. A 7-point lead for the Pistons. Meantime, I'm not believing what I'm seeing on TBS. They were down by 20, but Orlando leads going to the 4th period by 8. Now let's go back to the Palace.
Okay, thank you, Ernie. 6:51 left in quarter number 2, 34-27. Detroit on top after the Pistons make their first turnover of the night. Atlanta gets the ball back, and there's another 2 for Dikembe Mutombo, giving him 6. That's a 5-point lead.
Yeah, but this says exactly what you know Atlanta wants to do. They're going to take it down on the block and make Detroit have to double team.
And we get a call on, who's this call against, Otis?
Against Otis Thorpe. Here's where you learn, and this is what Joe Dumars wants his team to learn. Here's an opportunity. Shot clock running down. You get the guy up. You've got to get the foul. Instead, Lindsey Hunter travels, and that's what Joe Dumars is trying to teach his young team in terms of his playoff experience. Here's an opportunity to get to the foul line for 3 shots. They blow it. Hook. He hooked him. Offensive foul. McCarthy got a little anxious that time. He had Lindsey Hunter out of position with the dribble, but then he got his left arm around him going to his right.
It's only the 4th foul called against Atlanta tonight. They've all been offensive fouls. Pistons have not been to the free throw line yet. We're midway through quarter number 2.
It says a little bit about the defense that Detroit is playing. They've been positioned well, and because of that, Atlanta's tried to take advantage, but they tried to do that by doing some grabbing and holding.
Now Atlanta trying to apply a little pressure in the backcourt, but Dumars gets it across the line as we close in on the 6-minute mark with the Pistons up 34-29. Hill got loose from Smith, back out to Terry Mills. Another 3-point effort, around and out, rebound, pulled away by Allen Henderson.
And Allen Henderson from Indiana University is a guy they want to see some strong minutes out of. See if he can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was really doing well early in the season. They were expecting great things, and then he had a serious viral infection.
And they could not figure out what that was. It took them a long time to determine. I believe it was endocrinitis or something like that they finally diagnosed it as.
I'll take your word for it because I'm not sure what they call it. But you see Allen Henderson is 6'9", get to the basket and finish it there. But he's capable of rebounding it, pushing it up, doing some good things for the team. So Lenny Wilkins wants to get him some extended minutes if he can. But when you get injured like Allen Henderson does, you don't ever get your legs back, because the one thing you miss is training camp. He had that, and obviously he at one point could hardly walk a block.
34-31, the Hawks have reeled off 6 straight points. Detroit trying to put a stop to that. Getting the ball back up to the Henry James foul, and Grant Hill gets his 8th point.
That's such great recognition on the part of the Pistons. They ran Grant Hill to the open side where Dikembe had to come all the way across, being guarded, trying to go at Grant Hill.
Steve Smith, whistle blown by Bill Oates. He's going to be called for palming, and he's not happy with that call.
No, he did it.
That's a 9th Atlanta turnover in this first half. This Atlanta team, a team that doesn't turn the ball over that much. So they've been called for 9 of them in this first half.
Uh-oh.
Some good defense there. Ricasner almost got a steal out of it.
Well, Ricasner was coming because Grant Hill already in one game 2 stole Dikembe Mutombo. When you steal him, you dunk over him before he can react, and that's what he was trying to do again.
James and Ricasner move to the Atlanta bench as Mookie Blaylock checks back in, along with Tyrone Corbin.
Yeah, James trying to guard Hill, and it just was not going to work. And James isn't scoring points. He doesn't help them very much.
Now Grant Hill works on Corbin back outside. Lindsey Hunter for 3. Three-pointer by Hunter. He's got 7 on the night. And the Pistons have built that lead back up to 8.
They got 3 people going at Grant Hill. You may want 2, but you don't want to leave a shooter like Lindsey Hunter.
Mookie Blaylock found himself open and comes up short with a shot. Grant Hill the rebound. Hill, who averaged almost a triple-double in his games against Atlanta during the year, missed by just 1/10 of an assist. Averaging a triple-double, finds the lane open, dishes out to Hunter for 3 more.
That's the problem Grant Hill has caused this team every time he's played him, too, is his ability to get to the point where he can force you to double team so they can get to the shooters.
Detroit has opened up an 11-point lead. They've hit 4 out of 8 3-point shots. The Atlanta Hawks have only hit 2 3-pointers all night. They came in the first quarter. Pistons up by 11, 4:06 to go in the half.
One of the things that you have to be able to do in this league is know how your defense is playing you. Now, what happened with Grant Hill is his strength is he can get there to pull up get a 12 to 15 footer. He does that here, goes that next play, tries to take it to the basket, and got fouled hard. And in 2 successive plays, he got his team 3-point shot, knowing that they were going to come attack him.
Just under 4 minutes to go. 3 seconds left to shoot it for Atlanta. Henderson's going to have to take the jumper. That is not his strong point, and he did not even catch rim with that one.
That is being caught rusty, basically, because he had no feel for the shot clock. And
again, great defense, though, by the Pistons causing that.
Yeah.
Defense tonight has just been airtight.
And you can just look at the points off of turnovers. They're just huge advantage. Off 9 turnovers, which is possible 18, 19 points. 18 points. They've gotten 17. So Atlanta taking advantage of almost every turnover. Detroit taking advantage of almost every Atlanta turnover.
And Corbin's going to try his luck with Grant Hill. This has been a problem for the Atlanta Hawks ever since Grant Hill has been in this league. The matchup between the Hawks and the Pistons has never been a good one for Atlanta with Hill in there. They just can't find anybody that can defend him. He is 5 of 8 from the field, 44-31, a 13-point Pistons lead. Now Laettner down low on Long. Almost stolen by Lindsey Hunter. Mookie Blaylock found himself wide open, but he has not been able to get that shot to fall this entire series. Laettner's going to try from out there. Christian Laettner's first 3-pointer of the night. He has 11. Pistons lead by 10.
They're looking so desperately to get some offense, because you come back on this end. What Grant Hill is able to get, the thing you have to learn is to be able to get a little 12-footer. See, he can get 12-footers, so the defense helps, and then he throws it out there.
And Lindsey Hunter has been hot as a pistol from out there. 12 points tonight for Hunter. 10 of them in the second quarter. Detroit by 12. 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Corbin to Laettner open underneath.
That was a double team on the ball and just bad recovery, but a good pass.
2 points for Christian Laettner, a 10-point lead for the Pistons.
They've been trying to keep Blaylock low, but they've stopped worrying even about that has Detroit. You got to shoot that.
He was wide open, Grant Long. You sometimes forget about his ability to shoot that 12 to 15-foot jumper. He's got one.
In Atlanta, you know this better than I do. He played 39 minutes a game when he was with Atlanta. Got traded here and only played 17 minutes and never got good looks. He can make plays.
48-36. Detroit by 12. Corbin going to try to hit one from out in 3-point territory.
Dikembe gets that foul because all of a sudden the shot goes up and all of the Pistons decide they're going to jump and not block out, and Dikembe with his long reach just stepped in and got the dunk.
With Grant Hill quarterbacking the offense in the second quarter, Detroit has hit 11 of 15 field goal attempts. And now Dumars trying to school Mookie Blaylock, draws the ball back out to Hunter. Look where he shot that. He was 10 feet behind the 3-point line. His third 3-pointer of the quarter. Detroit.
What a great defensive play by Joe Dumars on a pass. Mookie Blaylock tried to throw over the top. Dumars gets the ball as it looked like Smith was going to get an easy shot and knocks it off of Steve Smith.
Coming up at halftime, our Nike halftime report. Ernie Johnson, Reggie Theus, and guest Derek Harper of the Dallas Mavericks will have scores and highlights from that Miami-Orlando game, which must be a doozy. Miami up by 20 at one point. Orlando's come back to take a lead in that one. Here, the Detroit Pistons are putting on a clinic. 3 more for Terry Mills, his second 3 of the night. Pistons lead it by 16. They're shooting 60% from three-point territory.
60% is a big number, but Pete, they're getting great looks. And they're starting to frustrate Atlanta because Steve Smith, who got the ball knocked out on him moments ago, just got called for that foul with the rebound on Lindsey Hunter.
The crowd here in Detroit haven't had this much fun since 1992. The last time they were able to watch their team win a playoff game.
Yeah, obviously Joe Dumars is the only remaining member pretty much of that whole crew, the bad boy crew. But this crowd gets a chance to enjoy a team that has done pretty well, not pretty well, done very well, all things considered. They don't really have a true center. I mean, I think that's what's most amazing about what Doug Collins has been able to do here. But offensively, you get something like Joe Dumars getting the ball. You can see he's a good 3 steps behind the three-point line here. And then their other three-pointers shooter is Terry Mills, who gets the pass. They've gotten such good energy from Terry Mills on his defensive game, and now you get some offense, and you can see the emotion involved after that three-point shot.
Pistons on the night are 24 for 39, 6 of 10 from three-point territory. They've hit their last 7 in a row, and they lead at 54-38 with 40 seconds left in the first half. That's the first miss they've had in the last 2.5 minutes.
It was interesting that was a call play, set play from Grant Long.
Again, terrific defense by Detroit. They're really making Atlanta work to get open.
They have. They did a very good job there. What they were able to do also is they had a foul to give. So when the ball got thrown into Steve Smith, Lindsey Hunter just made sure he fouled him so he didn't get the shot off.
Theo Radliff's going to check into the Pistons lineup now. And Grant Long gets an appreciative round of applause from this Pistons crowd.
Theo Radliff from Wyoming, very good shot blocker.
Steve Smith out for glass. His first field goal of the second quarter. He has 10 points tonight. It's a 14-point Piston lead. And Detroit has done all this in this first half without once, Quinn, going to the free throw line.
That's been impressive because I thought that the aggressiveness in the first 2 games was what showed who was going to win.
Oh, look at the pass. Look at the pass from Hill to Radliff. He has done it all in this first half, 56-40. The Detroit Pistons putting on a clinic in Game 3. They lead it by 16 at halftime.
Lindsey Hunter obviously having a huge quarter with 15 points, but 6 of 9 shooting. You can't get it much better than that from your shooting guard.
We'll be joining Ernie Johnson, Reggie Theus, and their guest Derek Harper of the Mavericks for the Nike Halftime Report right after this. Along with Quinn Buckner, Pete Van Weren welcoming you back to the Palace of Auburn Hills. We're at halftime in Game 3. Detroit has a 56-40 lead in what was a very impressive display, both offense and defense, by the Pistons, Quinn.
Pete, they were very good on all facets of the game. I thought they did an outstanding job of taking advantage of turnovers. When the turnovers occurred, they were able to push the ball up where the Pistons and get some easy baskets. I think the ability to create some open shots for your teammates are important. They were getting those shots, knocking down three-pointers. Grant Hill having a huge first half and ability to create shots, getting good field goal percentage shooting for his team.
74% for the Pistons in the second quarter, and there's those turnovers. Look at the points off turnovers. Only 2 turnovers by the Pistons. They've scored 22 points off 11 Hawks turnovers. in their 56-40 first half romp. And here's one of the reasons the first half went so well for them.
Yeah, Lindsey Hunter knocking down three-point shots, a big part of it, but he's getting them from Grant Hill, who is running at the defense and forcing guys to help. And when you've got a guy of Grant Hill's caliber, he can go up in the air, look late to find people as he's able to do. Hunter 3 of 4, but that's the play of the game. Theo Ratliff is able to get a finish again because the quick aggressive play of Grant Hill. They've got to contain Grant off the dribble. That is the crucial thing, I think, for Atlanta in the second half.
Let's go to Craig Sager and see if he's got anything from the Hawks clubhouse at halftime. Craig.
Well, as you might imagine, Pete, the talk of the Hawks clubhouse was Grant Hill, what to do with him in the second half. Now, Lenny Wilkins told Ty Corbin, you're going to start on him, you get all over him. If he gets past you, I want Dikembe Mutombo to double team. He said what Quinn Buckner said in the first half. Do not leave the perimeter open. You have to guard the perimeter. He doesn't want double teams to come from anybody else against Grant Hill except Dikembe. He has to guard those three-point shooters. Pete?
Okay, thank you, Craig.
And I think that, you know, that's just the way you have to take this kind of game when you play against a Grant Hill, is that you've got to assume he is going to beat you and get some points. What you can't allow to happen is you let the balance of the team, including Lindsey Hunter, beat you.
And again tonight, we're seeing the one problem that Atlanta has had in this series with Detroit is getting Mookie Blaylock more involved, both offensively and defensively.
They've done a good job, has Detroit, of keeping Mookie Blaylock away from the ball side. If it's on the left, he's low right, so he cannot cause problems.
We'll see if Atlanta can get anything going early in the third. Steve Smith turnaround jumper, and there's a whistle and a foul call against Joe Dumars.
Mismatch for Joe when he's trying to guard Steve Smith on the block. Joe tried one of those old veteran moves. We call them veteran moves. A little tap on the wrist.
So Uncle Joe fouls Steve, who is his nephew. Smith had 10 points in the first half. And the Hawks have still not missed a free throw tonight. That's one area that they're doing a good job in. They're 8 of 8 tonight, shooting about 93% now for the three-game series from the line. But the line alone is not going to do any good tonight. They've got to figure out a way to stop the Detroit Pistons, in particular Grant Hill, and his scoring and his dishing. They got Corbin on them again. He gets set by Otis Thorpe. There's the dish to Dumars. Down low it comes to Thorpe.
This is what we want. Shot clock running down with him with the ball.
And look, there's another pass. Otis Thorpe foul from underneath. And he'll get a chance to go to the free throw line for 2.
If you've got a guy like that can break you down one-on-one, and you want him with the shot clock running down. You see, Dikembe is the one person coming, and Grant Hill gets it. This looked clean to me. The official felt there was some body contact underneath, and Dikembe Mutombo picked up a foul.
Well, Detroit went until there was 6:59 left in the second quarter before they had their first turnover, and they go until there's 11:20 left in the third quarter before they go to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
See, Otis Thorpe got off to a great first half with 5 of 5 from the field. But if I'm Lenny Wilkins, a team shoots 61% in the half, I'm willing to think that at some point the law of averages balances that out. So I've got to make sure that my offense starts to crank up, because I've got to figure that the other team is going to start missing some shots too.
You got to believe they're not going to hit 60% from three-point territory, especially all night. Now Tyrone Corbin scrambling the line. Knocks one down. That's his 4th point.
And he got his first 2 points in the exact same mode. They throw it down on the block. His man goes. He's got to step up and make that shot. He missed 2. That would have taken a lot of pressure off the rest of his team in the first half.
57-44. Detroit by 13 early in the third. Mills backing in against Corbin. That's a mismatch in size, but Mills fires it up a little too strong. Steve Smith comes away with it.
I thought Mills made a bad decision there. He had a chance. He's got height advantage. You go toward the basket, not away.
Good ball movement. Mookie swinging free. Gets it back to Corbin for a three-point effort. That wouldn't go. The rebound pulled away by guess who? Grant Hill. He brings it down. Bounce pass on his Thorpe. Lost it going into the paint. Mookie Blaylock comes away with it.
And he lost it because the steal lead, they got a steal that time.
Steve Smith fires it up short. Rebound tipped out by Detroit.
Billy Lamb in the white shirt, dark hair, with his back to you. Bill Laimbeer of the Bad Boy days. I saw him before the game talking to Bill Hanslick, who they both obviously went to Notre Dame and have a good relationship.
Corbin loses has the ball. Dumars gets it off to Lindsey Hunter. Mookie Blaylock back. Hunter trying to beat him. Too strong off the glass. Mutombo the rebound off to Steve Smith. Otis Thorpe took a pretty good spill.
He had a little bit of that going on there. He tried to get Mutombo his foul. He went under the basket, hoping the official might call it.
57-44. Detroit by 13. 9.5 minutes to go in the third. Mutombo draws the double. Corbin underneath to Leitner. And Leitner is fouled by Hill.
But you see the difference, Pete, is that Detroit is contesting shots. They came out to contest this one here. And then Grant Hill had to come back after, and he was the one that Grant was originally the one that left when he fouled Leitner. But you got to contest shots. You'll see the double coming, and it'll be Grant Hill. He'll go and they'll throw the ball back out to Corbin. Now Hill is starting to go, but going out to the basket, going out there was Thorpe, so he just had to pick up his man and foul Leitner.
Leitner makes the first one. Interesting matchups tonight with Hill and Leitner, both out of Duke. And then we got Uncle Joe Dumars and nephew Steve Smith.
Yeah, but I don't think either one of them cares where they're from at this point. I think you'll agree with that. It's like, all I know is your jersey is different than mine.
Exactly. 15 points for Leitner. 57-46. Atlanta trying to get back in it. They were down by 16 at the half. Otis Thorpe baseline jumper. First field goal he's missed tonight.
Shot clock hasn't changed, though. He missed the rim. He traveled. Either jump ball. Yeah, that's a good call.
And it's Salvatore making the jump ball call. With 9:11 left in this third quarter, and Detroit leading at 57-46. A look at tonight's Chevy scoreboard.
Oh, he stole it. He just gave that to Detroit. He stole it. Oh, they let him get away with it? Oh, you got to be kidding me. He stole it. If you steal the ball going up, the officials can actually give it to the other team. They're going to throw it up again anyway.
Atlanta controls.
But that also says Christian Leitner wasn't anxious to jump against Grant Hill if he tries to steal it. And he's got a 4-inch height advantage.
Leitner working on Thorpe now. Isolated right side, puts up the jumper and hits it. Christian Leitner's first field goal this half. He has 17 points. Atlanta has cut the Detroit lead to 57-48. And now the Pistons are going to talk things over. 8:53 to go in the third quarter of Game 3. Of World Championship banners hanging here at the Palace of Auburn Hills, and one of a couple of former members of that championship team, Vinnie Johnson, a microwave. Remember him coming off the bench?
Oh, he got that name, as a matter of fact, from now Suns coach Danny Ainge. He was that guy who gets hot. He said he was like microwave. He gets hot quickly.
You've got 8:35 to go. Grant Hill trying to get the Pistons going. They've missed 4 in a row now in this third quarter. They're hitting 8 of the last 9 to end the first half.
Those are the numbers that we were talking about, how they come back to you. Tough shot.
And that one comes up empty. They're done by the rebound for Atlanta. So the Hawks making a little bit of a run right now, trying to get back in this one. They're down by 9. Mutombo's 10th rebound. And that last miss. Leitner.
He'll get this.
Over Thorpe.
Yeah, because Christian is so big. I mean, people forget this young man is 6'11". I mean, he was on the Dream Team. He wasn't a very good player compared to Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and Charles Barkley and those guys. But he's become a solid player down there that can score down on the block as well as shoot from the perimeter.
The Hawks have outscored the Pistons 10-1 in this quarter, and there's a short shot by Grant Hill right into the arms of Mutombo. Mookie Blaylock to Leitner. Leitner, ball fake, takes it into the paint. Offensive foul called against Christian Leitner, his second.
Yeah, by his fellow Duke alumni, Grant Hill, who was in position to take that charge. Christian Leitner showing you a little bit of his ability to put it on the floor. And having made a shot from the perimeter, Otis Thorpe goes out, but you see Grant Hill standing right there, just far enough away from the basket that they do call it. Sometimes they won't call it if you're under the basket.
Hill's going to stop and fire, and he nails it. That is the first field goal this quarter for Detroit. Gives Hill 12 points, 59-50. Pistons up by 9 with 7:11 remaining.
Actually, he'd prefer to go left if he can.
And they're going to call a foul against Dumars. Only his second. Nobody in any real foul trouble in this game. Nobody has more than 2. There haven't been many whistles.
No, they really haven't. Most of the whistles for Atlanta had been offensive fouls, so that kept Detroit out of shooting foul shots in the first half.
There's the double. They swing it outside to Laettner, and he traveled. One move too many.
Yeah, he had an option to just make one swing pass and get it back, or just go back inside with it.
That's 14 Atlanta turnovers. Dishing off to Thorpe. No, rebound pulled away by Mutombo. Number 12 in the night for Dikembe Mutombo.
Boy, he made a really solid defensive play with just a little bit of a fake to get Grant Hill to pick up the shot, ball, throw it out to Otis Thorpe, and to recover in time to get Thorpe to throw up a bad shot and eventually foul.
6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Atlanta doing something that's really hard to do. You make that run when you're down big on the road, and you got to sustain it. That's the hard part. You can make the run. As Laettner continues to hammer it home, he's got 21 points, 59-52. But you expend all that energy getting back into the game, and then you got to find a second wind.
Well, that's where the bench may come into play. But more importantly, I mean, equally as important for Atlanta is the fact that they came back in the third quarter and at least made some run here.
3 points in the quarter, 13 on the night for Otis Thorpe, a 9-point Piston lead. Mookie Blaylock. Lindsey Hunter just will not let him get by. Now he draws some help from Otis Thorpe, and a little push-off foul is going to be called.
Christian Laettner get out of here. If he sets the pick, you see he'll roll, and then coming out is Otis Thorpe, and then Christian sees a chance. No one comes across to help, and he has a chance to finish, to get a little bit of offensive activity going for the Atlanta Hawks.
Now I've got a first player in foul trouble. A couple of quick fouls in the last couple of minutes go up run against Otis Thorpe. He's got 4, and Grant Long will check in as Mookie Blaylock goes to the free throw line. Blaylock's first trip to the line tonight. He only has 5 points on the night. 11 for 11 from the free throw line.
And the foul shooting we talked about is still a difference. The fact that they're getting to the line and making shots has kept this from being just a total blowout for the Pistons.
Yeah, the Pistons have only shot 2 free throws all night. Hawks now 12 of 12. 61-53. There's the first miss by an Atlanta player tonight from the free throw line. Long is in for Thorpe.
And help defense is coming real good from the part of Atlanta so far.
Lindsey Hunter's had a big offensive night. That gives him 17. It's 63-53. The lead back up to 8.
Yeah, you can get in the zone, and he did in the first half. But you can see he's so confident taking shots now.
He's 7 out of 11 from the field tonight. There's the double on Smith. They swing it around to Mookie. Back outside Corbin. He was straddling the line. That's a 2-pointer. Tyrone Corbin now is 6. The lead back to 8.
But there's also some offensive flow for the Hawks. They didn't have any in the first half, but the Hawks have flow now.
That man has flow always. Grant Hill with 14. 65-55.
55, that's Dikembe.
Second time tonight he's been caught that way. And the second time tonight he has given that exact same look to Bennett Salvatore.
I'm not quite as sure about that one. You'll see it'll go left. If Dikembe is there, no, he kind of extends his foot at the last moment. He has position and realizes he's slightly out of position, and he reestablishes his foot. He has to stay stationary under those circumstances.
6 offensive fouls now called.
This is a bad foul by Tyrone Corbin.
There's his first. And a technical foul called against Lenny Wilkins, complaining to Bennett Salvatore.
Pete, he was trying to get it like the possession before because he didn't think the offensive foul should have been called against Dikembe Mutombo. So he was starting to come at the official. And then when this one came, this is an act to try to get your team involved and get the official's attention as to what's going on.
Joe Dumars will take it and hit it for Detroit. 66-55. Here's where the complaint began.
Yeah, this is the one that was called against Dikembe, who doesn't think that should be fouled. But you could see that the elbow up high, I think is one you've got to call. And then Corbin reacts to it. But the officials in playoff games, they take into consideration emotion.
Dumars in traffic. Got mugged.
He was trying to get mugged. He really was. All he wanted to be able to do was keep that right arm free so he could get it to the basket.
So with 4:18 to go in the third quarter, 66-55, and Dumars will go back to the line.
If Joe's going to show his team how to win, one of the things I'm sure he's trying to get them to understand, as I talked about before, including Grant Hill, is when the offense becomes stagnant, the place you get things going is on the foul line.
And he has always been outstanding with that.
Yeah, he's an outstanding foul shooter, and as you well know, he's excellent at drawing fouls.
Especially when his team is not shooting well. You're right, he's got a knack of getting the points that way. 68-55, Pistons have put that lead back up to 13. Leitner turnaround jumper over Long. Leitner's had a 10-point quarter, a 23-point night. He's 8 for 11 from the field. 68-57 Pistons. So here's the guy that gives them all the trouble. That gives the Atlanta Hawks all the trouble. Grant Hill.
Atlanta's extended their defense. You're right about Grant Hill giving them trouble. Atlanta's going to make everybody work from further out.
And Dumars misfires right into the arms of Mutombo. His 13th rebound.
I thought Steve Smith got a piece of that ball. That's why it was an air ball.
Steve Smith from downtown. Rebound Mills. Out to Hunter. Leitner's back. He's going to have to help Mookie Blaylock, and he does with a block. Loose ball picked up at midcourt by Steve Smith. He's trying to go coast to coast without one and get fouled.
Very good play by Christian Leitner to keep Lindsey Hunter from getting to the basket. And then Steve Smith pushes it back, and that's what you can do. If there's a fast break in one direction, there's an opportunity for you going back. You see Christian Leitner 6'11" against a 6'1". Lindsey Hunter, he gets the ball. The officials felt that there was some contact.
There was good communication there between Mookie Blaylock and Leitner. There was some eye contact, and Mookie told Christian, I'm not going to be able to get back in time. I need some help.
Right.
And he got it.
That's exactly what it was. And those things, as you play together, become so important, that ability to have that kind of contact. And you see Lenny Wilkins is doing something that is probably important for a coach. I think it's important for a coach. You got to work those officials a little bit. Kind of plead your case. Kind of like a lawyer in this thing, pulling for you guys.
13 points tonight for Smith. 68-58. Detroit by 10. Detroit led by 16 at the half. A little over 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Now they're picking up Grant Hill out near midcourt. He still breaks free. There's a tip away by Corbin. Hill gets it back. 10 left in the shot clock. Into the paint. Rebound, Mutombo. 14 boards tonight for Dikembe Mutombo. Blaylock, nice pass to Corbin along the baseline.
It was a good find because it's a diagonal pass through traffic, but he was able to do it before the defense got back.
That is the 8th assist of the night for Mookie Blaylock, getting Corbin his 8th point, 68-60. Detroit by 8. Atlanta much more aggressive defensively in this third quarter.
Well, they're taking some chances. I'm not sure Corbin needs to take that kind of chance. He comes off of Grant Hill to go double team Joe Dumars posting up, but they've taken some chances, and I think they've got to take some. Just got to be wise in their choices.
It's a 10-point lead now. Dikembe and Mutombo. The crowd wanted a walk call, but no call, and Mutombo has 10. 70-62.
I think the option was either to call the walk or to call the foul, and they chose just to let them both go.
Hill gets all the way into the paint. Got the shot away. Drew the foul.
The one thing that doesn't happen enough, I think, for Detroit that's got to happen, a player like Grant Hill has got to complain more so he can get some breaks on some calls just like the one he got.
Well, number 40, Bill Laimbeer, is also number 1. Nobody has played in more playoff games in Pistons history than Bill Laimbeer. And how far do you expect this Pistons team to go?
Well, it's going to be a very difficult series. They're both evenly matched. If they get by this series, But we got Chicago staring us in the face. That's going to be very interesting.
I'll be at the Chicago game tomorrow. Do you have any message for your former teammate, Dennis Rodman?
No, not really. I enjoy the way he's going about his business, though. He's having a lot of fun.
Are you surprised that he went off after left the Pistons, got another ring, and now he's going for another one?
No, he's a very good team player. Nobody gives him credit for how good of a team player he is. He just does some strange things, and it makes a bunch of money.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck. Enjoy the game. Let's go back to Pete and Quinn.
Okay, thanks, guys.
That's one way to look at it. But, you know, it's interesting. I'd asked Isaiah Thomas, now the majority owner of the Toronto Raptors, about playing with both Bill Laimbeer and Dennis Rodman. And he said, Quinn, you know, there's some guys you just don't like to play against. And he said, those are two guys. He said, but there are probably some guys you really like playing with. And he said, these are the same two guys.
Oh, absolutely.
They will do whatever it takes to win games.
Everybody that's complained about any of the activities of Dennis Rodman or Bill Laimbeer would have loved to have had him on their team anytime they wanted to come over.
Yeah. Dennis Rodman was not quite at this stage, I think, when he was here with the Bad Boys in terms of the marketing aspect of his life. But in terms of his ability to make plays, boy, he did that with them, and he's doing it for the Bulls.
17-point night for Grant Hill, 71-62. Pistons leading it by 9, a minute 44 to go in the third. Leitner. That ball was kicked, still belongs to Atlanta. Fresh 24 on the clock.
Atlanta is knowing that jump shots aren't going, doing everything they can to get whomever they can on the block. And probably Christian Laettner being the #1 guy.
Aaron McKee is checked back in again, away from the ball to whistle. Illegal D.
Illegal defense, technical foul.
And a technical foul against the Pistons. Steve Smith will go to the line for Atlanta.
And what Doug Collins is saying is you got to talk if he's lifting. What teams will do if there's a guy posting up on one side of the lane, on the other side they have everybody, if you will, come up or lift to get them out of what would be an area where they can quickly go and double team. And then if you're not paying attention, you get called for illegal defense, just as happened.
Your lineup for the rest of tonight, Sonics and Suns, and tomorrow night more doubleheader. The Chicago Bulls go for the sweep, as do the Lakers. The roll.
Another soft touch by Mutombo on a shot that I didn't think he had a chance to get in, but Atlanta shot so much better here in the second half. 73% to 33% for Detroit.
Well, they've got it back to a 6-point game now. Detroit 71-65, just over a minute left in the third. Much tighter defense being played by Atlanta. Long's baseline shot won't go. Mutombo, another rebound. He has 15 boards in this game, and the Atlanta Hawks can pull back to within 3. And so we're down by 16. They can pull back to within 2. That one goes.
But he's also kept Detroit from getting to the basket for easy layups. When he went out of the game, when Lenny rushed him back in, that was why he did it.
That's when Detroit made that run. Terry Mills tries one from three-point land. Mutombo rebound number 16. Leitner leaning on Long. Mills comes over the double and creates the turnover. No, they're going to say it still belongs to Atlanta.
Yeah, they call a foul on Aaron McKee on that play because the ball, I thought Christian had knocked it into Mookie Blaylock's hands. But as Doug Collins was able to see, they called Aaron McKee for the push.
Only his second foul. And Lindsey Hunter will be checking back in as Mookie Blaylock goes to the line. Mookie averaged 17 points a game during the regular season. The first 2 games in this series, he only averaged 10 points, and he only has 7 points tonight. So Detroit has really done a good job neutralizing Mookie's offense, but it's not so much his scoring as it is with Grant Hill bringing the ball down court. Mookie is not on the ball because he's guarding either Lindsey Hunter or Joe Dumars or wherever he's on. And a lot of his offense is created off the defense and the steals and the trouble and the havoc he causes when he's defending the ball.
You know, Pete, with Mookie Blaylock, he averaged almost 2.75 steals a game, led the league in that, which goes to your point. The other thing is against Detroit, he's only had like 3 steals in the 4 previous games they played before the playoffs.
Right.
So they've done a good job all year with keeping him away from the ball.
And they do it by putting the ball in the hands of this man, Grant Hill. 71-66. You see the time left in the third. Pistons will play for a final shot.
They'll try to force him left to the help because Steve Smith is up high.
Oh, there's a tough whistle. Foul call against Tyrone Corbin. That's not exactly what you want when you're trying to
milk the clock, huh?
Not at all.
Lenny Wilkins very upset by that call.
Because I think Lenny felt that was a play that is a non-call. You just play out there. First of all, I thought Tyrone Corbin let him go the wrong way because Steve Smith was up high on the left side, and he got forced away from that help.
So the call against Corbin, his third. And Grant Hill back to the line, 17 points on the night, 1 for 2 from the line. Here comes Mutombo back in.
Gotta watch Steve Smith back because he's being guarded by Aaron McKee, but they may try to throw it long and get it to Smith so he can shoot over the top.
Leitner gonna have to launch it. No, he's gonna pass it to Mookie Blaylock, and Mookie could not get the shot off before the horn sounded. But a little bit of a comeback by the Atlanta Hawks, who were down by 16 at the end of 2 quarters. They're now down by 6 at the end of 3. They outscored them 26-16 in quarter number 3. Go to the fourth quarter. Who's going to have the big fourth quarter tonight? In game 1, Atlanta did. They outscored Detroit 28-17. In game 2, it was all Detroit in the fourth quarter. They outscored Atlanta 29-15.
Yeah, it almost like all games, there are runs that hurt, and the team that gets that run, I think first in this quarter is the one that will probably eventually win the game.
Leitner. Inside, Steve Smith triple teamed inside, and the loose ball picked off by the Pistons. Grant Hill bringing it down. Aaron McKee gets by Blaylock.
He should have gotten by me travel.
That's one way to get by him.
Got surprised by the pass.
Hill.
He's got to make that shot. You know, Craig Sager at the end of the quarter went over to see what happened in the Hawks timeout, and what Lenny Wilkins said is we got to get them where we want them. Say we're not quite there yet, and what he means by that is he's got to get them. He's got to get Detroit where they're desperate for shots.
That's what happened in the fourth quarter in game 2 as Grant Long came off the bench to hit 8 of those 29 points.
He got it going. The big thing is if you can get a guy to do it from the foul line, Grant Long is not a guy you want to run offense because he doesn't play enough. But if he's getting to the foul line and making shots off the bench, it's huge in playoff basketball. You don't have to worry about creating shots for him.
Long on Leitner. Now he backs him out. Leitner trying to get by him. Can't. Fall away jumper by Christian Leitner. They'll give him that shot.
Yeah, that was good defense. Bad shot.
Mookie Blaylock comes away with it. Nice pass underneath to Corbin. Corbin through the foul.
But Mookie's involved because he throws that pass.
More involved in the fourth quarter so far than we've seen him in the first 3.
Yeah, but you know what he did? He chased down what was a long rebound. So that's all part of Mookie Blaylock's game of energy.
Aaron Corbin at the line. That's his 9th point. It's a 7-point game. Joe Dumars back in. And Grant Hill will get a little break here.
Got a little lead. You know, you're looking at 7 points here.
They want him fresh for those closing minutes.
So if you can sneak 2 or 3 minutes here, you're up now 60. That's a good opportunity.
So now it's Dumars bringing the ball down.
Good defense. That's solid defense. Make him shoot over the top, get a hand up. Grant may not get as much rest as he would like after an opportunity miss like that.
They left down to Mutombo. Mutombo with Thorpe on him. The jump hook goes again. Dikembe has all of a sudden discovered he can hit that shot almost at will in this series.
He's been able to get position almost at will too, Pete. That's what's making a big part of the difference.
He is 6 of 7 from the field tonight, 14 points. 74-70. Atlanta all of a sudden is back to a 4-point deficit.
Well, Atlanta's been able to do what Lenny said, get them where they want it. Now all of a sudden you'll see Detroit be a little more desperate in trying to get some shots going. I suspect we'll see Grant Hill fairly soon.
Tonight's Dutch boy in the paint. Interesting numbers because both coaches coming into this game talking about how important it was going to be to have a rebounding edge, how important it was going to be to score inside and pound away in there. Well, the Hawks have dominated the Pistons in both those areas, but they trail.
They trail because they haven't been able to get the kind of looks. I mean, they've missed some shots. So I think that's been a big part of what Lane Wilson wants. But I tell you what, now he's got to be reasonably pleased because Leitner is going well for them. Dikembe is going well for them. So they have options down on the block. I would be concerned if I'm Doug Collins that eventually the defense gets stretched and now you see some three-point shots go down. As I said, Grant Hill is back in the game.
I think he has seen his last break for the night.
Yeah, he's got to go for the long haul now.
74-70, 9:34 to go.
We talked about how people shorten their rosters in terms of playing in the playoff. If you go 7, you're about where you need to be. Shot clock is at 7.
It's at 2. Hill, nice move. Got the basket and drew the foul. A big play again for Grant Hill.
That's a big play for the Detroit Pistons. That may be one of the bigger plays they have during their playoff series because they get Grant the ball on the block so the defense, for whatever reason, gets there late, and then he splits Christian Leitner, who's got to come basket side as opposed to coming out toward the foul line to keep Hill from getting a shot up.
Temple rebounds the missed free throw. 76-70 Pistons. Winner of this one goes up 2 games to 1. Game 4 Friday night here at the Palace.
Now you can just match up again because once you get a man to pick up his dribble, that's what you want. Oh, and a stroke and good.
So Mookie Blaylock, who is very, very quiet throughout the first 3 quarters of this game, becoming much more active in his 4th quarter. 76-73 and a chance for a 4-point play.
Well, Mookie comes off, and then Lindsey Hunter goes there, and then Mookie is behind the 3-point line, and then he slaps him on the arm, but Mookie had already gotten into rhythm, made a difficult shot.
How about that? A 4-point play. Took 4 points off that 6-point lead.
Yeah, it was really a bad play because they had what they needed out of a timeout, a good look.
And now the Atlanta Hawks can tie it up here or take a lead with a 3. They were 16 points down at the half.
It's a team that we talked about that was shooting 61%. If you can come back and be able to get yourself back into the game.
Smith into the paint. He got fouled. Grant Hill committing his 3rd. That puts Steve Smith to the line with a chance to tie up the game here.
What you'll see is right here is coming to the basket is Hill fouling Steve Smith. I thought Smith got away with a couple of steps, but Christian Leitner set a screen for him at the top. So when the defense came to help, there was a screen, the helper. And that's how, and you'll be able to see the screen. See Christian right there? He screens the helper that's trying to right there to get there. And that's what makes the difference. And that's the way that Steve Smith gets to the basket.
Smith hits 1 of 2. And the Pistons lead is now a 1-point lead, 76-75. 8:20 remaining in the game. They double team Mills, comes back out to Hunter. He'll take it over Smith. That's a 3-pointer, and it goes. Lindsey Hunter has hit 4 3-point baskets tonight.
That's one of those. No. Great shot, because there was no reason to take that shot, but Lindsey was able to get it to go down.
Lindsey 6'2", shooting over Steve Smith 6'8", and it went. Oh, the ball still belongs to Atlanta, and the Pistons don't agree with that call.
They don't agree, but the question is whether or not the official looks from help from the other side. But Lindsey goes and takes this shot over the top of Steve Smith. Smith was not anticipating that shot. It barely goes in, but Hunter gives his team.
You know what? Neither was Doug Collins anticipating that shot. He was happy when it went, though. 79-75 Detroit.
chance to see what all of the Pistons were complaining about. The shot goes up. Now, if you get it to what you have to watch is this knee. You'll see the ball come down. It clearly hits Steve Smith on the knee, but the official made the call based upon what he wanted. Doug Collins was trying to get what he thought was a fair call.
And back to live action. Steve Smith puts home the field goal, giving him 17 points. To a 2-point Detroit lead, 79-77.
And I go back to what Craig Sager said coming out of that timeout. We don't have them where we want them, but we're close. And now Atlanta has Detroit where they want them, where they've got to make baskets.
Grant Hill, too strong. Tipped by Mills. No, Mutombo, another rebound. He has 18 rebounds on the night.
Been a huge
number as the Detroit Pistons have tonight.
Yeah, he's been a huge factor on the glass. Big factor in the first game, scoring points here. His size. Oh.
And there's Grant Hill blocking a shot. Lindsey Hunter coming up with the loose ball.
Good anticipation by Hill was what that was about, because Christian Laettner lost his balance and Hill just came over and was able to get a good hand on it.
16 turnovers by the Atlanta Hawks, only 4 by the Pistons tonight. Three-pointer by Mills. It seems like every time the Pistons have had to have a big basket, they've gotten a 3 from somebody. They're 8 for 14 from three-point land. Mills has hit 3. Hunter has hit 4. And the lead is back up to 5.
What happened on that sequence was when they come off of the double off the pick, what you have to be able to see is whether or not you get the help. You see, going across the top is Corbin, and when Corbin goes across the top, he never has a chance to get back to Mills. And I saw Mookie Blaylock say something to Tyrone Corbin. So what they want to do on that is switch, and they got after him coming back, and that's why Lenny Wilkins is somewhat exasperated, because they talk about if Van Hill comes off the pick, switch. And Corbin did not. And so he had no time to get back to Mills.
So it's a 5-point lead now for the Pistons. 15 points for Terry Mills.
See, teams that have been around in this playoff circumstance often enough know that those plays can be the difference in a game. You can't afford to have mental breakdowns like that. They've gone back to fronting Dikembe Mutombo.
Laettner out of three-point territory. That's only 4 of 17. Offensive rebound and put back by Tyrone Corbin.
Play was made, though, by Dikembe Mutombo, because he kept it live. Otherwise, Grant Hill has an easy catch for a rebound.
It is 82-79, a 3-point Detroit lead, 6:12 left. Now some backcourt pressure being applied by Atlanta. Listen, very, very big game for both teams.
Look at that rebound, and there's 19
for Mutombo.
And 19 gives the difference.
Mills again, this time inside, partially blocked. What a step. He has 15, the lead back up to 5, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Dikembe comes over to get this, and at the last minute, Terry Mills see it, but Otis Thorpe has big hands. Watch, with one hand, he takes this and moves it in air and able to control it to get it on the basket. Started out with a great first quarter, 5 for 5. Big 3-point play for them to get him a little breathing room.
And some foul trouble now for Tyrone Corbin. He's got to stay in there with 5 fouls, 85-79. Pistons up by 6, 5:40 left to go in the game.
Grant Hill
lost the ball. Grant Hill caused the turnover. He's everywhere.
He has been everywhere, and he's put some pressure on the Hawks, and particularly Tyrone Corbin.
Our doubleheader tonight on TNT. It's the third game of the Sonic Sun series. That series tied at 1 each. And tomorrow night, 2 more games. Bulls and Bullets. Bulls trying for the sweep in that one. Lakers and Blazers. Los Angeles goes for the sweep in that series. Both on TNT tomorrow night. 5:39 left. 85-79. Detroit on top by 6.
And they got big plays from a lot of players, and one of them has been Terry Mills. You know, I think what you got to like about Detroit is the fact that they've been able to only turn the ball over 4 times to the 17 for Atlanta, which somewhat negates that rebounding difference that Atlanta has over Detroit.
Lindsey Hunter.
Well-executed play out of the timeout to get Lindsey Hunter a shot that he's going to make a lot of times.
He is having a big night. 22 points for Lindsey Hunter. He's 9 of 14 shooting the ball, and most of them have come from 15 feet or further. 87-79.
Sorry, Pete, I'd watch him looking to get Steve Smith or Mookie Blaylock coming off they can.
They're trying for the steal. Leitner goes through the lane. He thought he was fouled. He's looking for a call. No call. Look at this. Dumas will stop and fire. It's short. Mutombo the rebound. Pistons had a 3-on-1 break. Oh,
what a bad decision. I mean, those are 2 decisions that are bad by Atlanta. First of all, Christian stopped because he got fouled, and I thought he got fouled as well. But then Dikembe tries to make a full-length pass, baseball pass, which is hard to make, and it goes out of bounds off of Leitner's hands.
The Pistons now trying to get that lead. Back up to 10 points. Lindsey Hunter has been the guy. In and out this time. Leitner the rebound. Off to Mookie Blaylock. So the Hawks have a run left in it. 4.5 minutes left. 87-79 Pistons. Blaylock losing the ball as he gets to the paint. Guess who's got it? Grant Hill tied up by Christian Leitner. Jump ball.
Oh, boy, Dirk Collins was all the way across the line trying to say that Grant Hill was trying to get a timeout call. I mean, he was way across the line. Here's Dumars coming down. Now, he's been noted to take shots like this, but it's a tough shot to take. And then Dikembe comes with the rebound, and this is the one, and Christian Leitner's on the other side. Doug doesn't want that shot taken, or if, more importantly, he would prefer it go in. Another case of the many sides.
I haven't seen Doug in person for a long time. How has he lasted 82 games this year? He has a nervous look on the sideline. Stolen by Hunter. Hunter, 2 more. 24 points for Lindsey Hunter. 89-79 Pistons. 7 straight Detroit points. Steve Smith trying to put an end to it. Grant Hill the rebound. The Pistons have found new energy. They're going to call a travel on Hill.
Well, Liddy knows his team got away with the break. First of all, the shot was a bad shot, I think, to take. Lindsey comes up with this one. And Steve Smith tries to foul him and can't get him. I mean, he just cannot get his hand there. And then coming back, Smith tries to make a play on the other end. And they call Grant Hill for traveling, so Atlanta gets it back.
Under 4 minutes to go now. Mookie Blaylock off the glass. He has 13 tonight. Back to an 8-point Detroit lead. Hill bringing it down against Smith.
Well, here's a chance to use some savvy of Joe Dumars. Here's where you got to get good looks to get fouled.
Mills backing Leitner in towards the paint. Turnaround jumper by Terry Mills. 17 points for him. Lead back to 10 for Detroit. 3.5 to go. Mookie Blaylock again. This time the roll does not go his way. It's out of bounds. It still belongs to Atlanta.
Mills gets Christian Leitner in a tough position. Likes this turnaround fadeaway. Leitner is moving. Hands down. Does not contest the shot, which you must do. I think in all of basketball, but particularly in playoff basketball, just contest the shot. It makes a big difference.
Leitner working around Otis Thorpe. Ball away, jumper over Thorpe is good. Christian Leitner giving him a 25-point night.
Well, he comes and competes because I thought that was a really tough shot to take.
It was a tough shot. 91-83. Sonics and Suns, second half of tonight's TNT doubleheader. That's a third game in a series that's tied 1-1. Leitner is called for the foul.
See if Rex Chapman can light up again. First game, he shot made 9 threes, an NBA record, playoff record.
Well, he was on fire. He could not miss.
He was in that rare air.
He wasn't even getting good looks every time hitting those threes.
No, he was definitely in the zone.
91-83, Pistons up by 8, under 3 minutes to go now. Mutombo backs it in against Thorpe. Here comes over for the help. Corbin to Leitner. Leitner for three. Nope. Battle for the rebound. Steve Smith off the glass. Gets the offensive board and the putback. He's got 19. It's a 6-point game. Hawks trying to pressure Joe Dumars, but the veteran not only got the ball down the court, he drew the foul off Steve Smith.
You know what he did as much as anything? He forced the official to have to make a call. There was contact between Steve Smith and Joe Dumars, so he made some contact, and then official, you got to call one or the other. Dumars got the call. This is a veteran playing now. This is the time. You're right at the 2-minute mark.
Even though most of these Pistons don't have a whole lot of playoff experience, boy, a guy like Joe Dumars can make up for that difference.
He really can. I mean, the big reason, he's one of your ball handlers.
Yeah.
And a guy that can get foul shots for you. The reason they started the clock again because they had to reset. I mean, the reason they stopped play, they had to reset the 24-second clock to 24. It was at 22.
2 minutes, 19 seconds remaining. Pistons leading it 91-85.
This is a mismatch you want right there.
Leitner strips Hill this time. A match that's been going Hill's way all night finally tilts toward Christian Leitner. Under 2 minutes. Tyrone Corbin to Christian Leitner trying to beat Thorpe. Did you see Grant Hill come flying over Otis Thorpe?
He watched Leitner take that hop step, bunny step, and once he came to the second, when knew he was going right up, and what a great defensive play by Grant Hill.
A minute and a half to go. Leitner reaching in on Mills, no call. Mills backing in on Leitner. Corbin comes over for the help. Mills.
The ball hit the back, and they say that Christian hit it. But if the ball hits the back of the backboard, Christian Leitner hit it, but there's 2 seconds on the shot clock.
So the Pistons are going to have to come up with something quickly here. Only 2 seconds left to shoot it. Doug Collins calling a timeout to work on his 2-second play. A minute 24 to go. Detroit leading it 91-85.
Grant Hill is a guy that can get you some offense, you know that. But here's a guy that's a complete player. He knows his former Duke alumni, Christian Leitner, is going to take the shot, and that is a great block for them. Watch him. He's anticipating it the whole time and goes over the top. It looks like right there was Otis Thorpe to come up with a big block because Atlanta was making a run.
And the Hawks on the turnover. 91-85. A minute 20 to go. Dumars guarding Smith. Down low, Leitner works on Thorpe. Mills comes over for the double. Mookie Blaylock trying to work himself free from Lindsey Hunter out to Tyrone Corbin. Corbin too strong with a shot. Lindsey Hunter the rebound. Trying to outrace Mookie Blaylock. Down the court he goes and scores. Lindsey Hunter 2 more.
And Lindsey Hunter has made a huge difference with his quickness.
26 points tonight for Lindsey Hunter. Don't count the Atlanta Hawks out yet, though. 93-88, 5-point game, 46 seconds to go. Dumars down to Hunter. Back to Dumars. They're trying to foul him. Leitner finally does.
Yeah, they got to get over and foul. Lindsey Hunter showed such a great anticipation. Now watch him split Tyrone Corbin and then Mookie Blaylock, who is quick as well, gets over, and then he uses his body to keep Blaylock from getting involved. And you can see the bench and Michael Curry and Donald Reed, Jerome Williams, and Grant Long right there excited about that finish.
At the line, Joe Dumars. Grant Long checks in, replacing Terry Mills. Mills has had a good night offensively. He's hit 3 threes. He has 17 points, 7 rebounds.
With this coming in as it is, with Long coming in, I'm sure one of the things they were going to do, they were not going to double the post, let everybody play man-to-man.
Detroit has that lead back up to 7 with 40.7 seconds to go.
Here's the number you can take a look at. Heavy minutes you might expect, but this is the reason why, as you look right there.
That's for the series. Only 2 points off the bench tonight. These 5 on the court now for Atlanta have played the entire second half.
And that's been the Achilles heel of this Atlanta Hawk team the entire year, the fact that it's been very difficult for Lenny Wilkins to be able to get anything off his bench. If he can get some offense, he loses defense. And he was hoping so much to have Allen Henderson healthy because Henderson can block shots, rebound, score points. Otherwise, late in the game, you just don't have enough energy to finish plays, and Lenny knows that.
95-88. And Grant Hill now has 23 points on the night. This is going to be a tough loss for the Atlanta Hawks and a big win for the Detroit Pistons if they're able to hold on here, and they've got the lead now up to 9, and Atlanta's going to take a timeout. After you have a season where you win as many games as either one of these teams have, Hawks won 56, Pistons won 54, you want to make that next step. Somebody's going to be down 2-1 though. Series tied at 1 each. That's next on TNT. Mookie Blaylock firing one up from out in three-point territory. Mutombo comes away with a rebound, got pushed from behind. And a loose ball foul he called it. Grant Hill, his fourth.
Well, we were talking just before we went to the timeout about Atlanta, who had a great season, 54 wins, but they got their worst nightmare. They played the one team that gives them trouble matching up. And they're in the NBA, like with a lot of other circumstances, there's some people or some circumstances for which somebody seems to have your number. Well, Detroit seems to have Atlanta's number.
And that's been the case for the last couple of years. They took 3 out of 4 from the Hawks during the regular season this year. Now, they still have a Game 4, of course, coming up here on Friday, but
they've got to get over that.
They've got to figure out a way to beat this team here. 97-89. Steve Smith fouls Dumars in the backcourt. Only 25.7 seconds remaining. And the real problem that the Hawks have with Detroit here, and the real advantage Detroit has with the Hawks, is first of all Grant Hill and his ability to control the game, basically. And then the inability of the Hawks to have Mookie Blaylock play his normal role defensively.
Yeah, he gets pressure. First of all, he gets pressure because Lindsey Hunter can get at him and guard him, as can Joe Dumars, and then they can come with Aaron McKee. But it really makes a huge difference. When you get playoffs, you need something to give you a break off your bench, and they just don't have it.
So now they're going to leave that lane wide open for Steve Smith now. 21 points for Smith, but it's 99-91. The Detroit Pistons about to go up 2 games to 1 over the Atlanta Hawks in this best-of-5 series, with Game 4 coming up Friday night here at the Palace of Auburn Hills. The crowd at the Palace loves their Pistons. And well, they should after a very impressive performance tonight. Detroit 99 and the Atlanta Hawks 91 is the final.